Welcome everybody, you're back in the kitchen with me. Today I'm making some absolutely delicious, healthy dishes, a Haitian seafood legume, and we're pairing that with a Haitian jackmill mocktail. Well, Haitian cuisine is a blend of French, African, Arab, Spanish, and Taino native influences. One may find some similarities to Creole cuisine and Latin Caribbean cuisine. However, there are also flavors and dishes unique to Haiti. Much of the rich and spicy flavors are sourced from two jars found in nearly every Haitian household, starting with a base known as épices. Épices is a combination of green onions, thyme, parsley, peppers, garlic marinade or paste, and this forms a foundation of most traditional Haitian dishes. The second jar would be pickles, which is often used as a spicy garnish and consists of pickled cabbage, Scotch bonnet peppers. This mixture of peppers and herbs is used to add bold African flavors. Legume, which is what we're cooking today, is a thick vegetable stew. It's like a mashed mixture of eggplant, cabbage, chayote, spinach, watercress, and other vegetables depending on the house preference. Legume is occasionally spruced up for special occasions with seafood, ranging from shrimp or lambi, which is conch, and more commonly, blue or snow crab legs. In the same way, some families will find comfort coming together around a pot of gumbo to celebrate or to mourn. Legume mirrors the environment in the Haitian household. Often, these dishes are prepared early in the day, allowing the vegetables to break down and the meat to get tender. As you walk into a home where this is being made, the scent of spices will envelop you. Each Haitian family's version is different, but just as special and heartwarming. Come, let's cook it together. Hello everybody, welcome back. We are traveling to Haiti today. You are in the kitchen with Dr. H, and I am excited about this dish. This is an ode to all of my amazing Haitian friends and family. This dish, when I read about it and saw it, this is a picture of health. Imagine that. We have so many amazing healthy dishes in the Caribbean. Okay, are we ready to start, everybody? Well, I have my pots heating up over here, and you see the array of vegetables that we're going to be adding into this dish. The very first thing I want to do is make sure that my pot, we'll have two separate pots, one to cook the protein in, the shrimp and the crab, and the second one for our veggie stew to just, really get together and meld together beautifully. So the first thing I'm going to do is add a little extra virgin olive oil to my pot where the vegetables are going to go, and get that to, heat up a little bit. To that, we're going to add the base for this dish, which you may find in every Haitian household. It's called épices. Épices is like the Haitian version of green seasoning, like what we have in Trinidad, but it is made with scallion, and you can put curly parsley in here, some garlic, a little salt, a little vegetable oil. Every Haitian household might have a different version of it, but this is the base of this dish. So you can make this ahead like I did. I blended mine ahead of time, and you can store this in the fridge and use it for multiple dishes. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to actually fry down, call it fry down, just because the oil, as it's heating right in here, is getting ready for that delicious épice. I'm going to add a little bit of this. Feel that sizzle, just to the bottom of my pot. And to that, we're going to add a little bit of tomato paste. This gives that characteristic tang. We're going to stir that up a little bit. We're going to reserve the rest of this tomato paste for the seafood portion of the dish. I actually bundled up a nice bunch of thyme. I actually tied it with the cilantro stem. You can do that so you don't have the stems floating around in here. Now, if you want that, it's extra fiber, so no big deal, right? Just pop it straight in there. Stir it around a little bit.
Why is CVS Pharmacy America's choice for vaccinations?
Because we all got the COVID-19 vaccine and flu shot. And I can make the appointment right here.
Save time, schedule online. No wonder CVS Pharmacy is America's choice for vaccinations.
At this point, you're just literally going to add all of your vegetables in. You don't want that to burn. So I'm going to start off with my onions, add it straight in. You can slice these like I have here. You can cut them however you like. Now I have eggplant that I've cut into chunks. This is a very big part of this dish. If you have extra eggplant lying around, you can roast that in your oven with some garlic and some peppers. Just add that straight in, just like that. Beautiful. Let's stir that for a minute before I add everything else in. Now the eggplant takes its time to cook down a little bit. You see how it's picking up the épices and some of the tomato paste that's on the very bottom. There we go, that's what I want. Now the vegetables are very much full of water, right? It's fiber and water, and so you're gonna find that a lot of water will be released into your pot. So notice I'm not going to add all of that in just yet. I'm going to add in some green bell peppers, just like this. Now this is a nice, again, one pot meal, something that could feed a whole family. You know, we have huge families coming over for our Caribbean festivities, but look at the colors in that pot. The longer it sits in the fridge, the taste develops even more so. And we have some cabbage over here. I have a white cabbage. You could do this with, you know, any red cabbage if you like, but the white cabbage is more traditional in here. Just bring that in as much as you'd like. You can reserve half of this a little bit later. You could use some of this to make Haitian pickles, one of my favorite condiments, right? I actually made some ahead of time right here with red cabbage. And the color is just incredible. Here are some carrots. These are the vegetables that take some time to cook down, right? So we're gonna add a little bit of that in here. I do have some red onions and I have green beans as well. Now the watercress, you could leave that a little bit towards the end because it doesn't take long for that to cook down, right? So all of the vegetables that take a little bit longer to cook down, that is what we're adding in. I also have a chayote or chocho, just one diced nice and finely. I'm just gonna add that straight in. That adds a nice dose of liquid into this veggie dish. Let us stir this up a little bit. Always have a little bit of water reserved on the side, as you would probably just need that to help soften up the vegetables, let them steam down a little bit. Okay. And let's see, we can put in a little bit more of the red onions over here. If you choose to do that, you can. Just a little bit on the top. I don't want too much of that. So now that we've literally added in all of our veggies, I have over here, this dish requires clove and the star anise. So I have used a half of an onion right here, and then just let it just basically pierce the onion with the cloves so they don't float away and I have to search for them, right? So I'm gonna put that right here in the middle, just like that. Gonna add just a little bit of water and let this start to steam cook. Just like that. Just enough water in here. Now the épices had some salt in there as well too. We added so many vegetables, I'm gonna just flavor it up a little bit with some additional salt and some cracked black pepper. Just like this. A little bit of cracked black pepper to the top. And then the beautiful part of this is you gotta let it just simmer down and cook down and turn into a delicious stew. Okay, just like that. I'm gonna take my lid and cover this up. Leave it on medium-high heat.
Special thanks to our sponsors: Aetna CVS Health, American Heritage School.
So now you can actually make your protein part of this dish, right? So we're making it as a seafood dish. So we're using shrimp and crab. And what I've done is I've taken my shrimp, deveined it, peeled off the shell, but left the tails on in some of them. Make sure you have no shells left over. You can take the tails off if you chose to do that. In this case, I took the tails off just for easy eating. And then I have some crab meat and crab claws, and we're gonna put that all together. I've seasoned it with some of the épices right here and let that sit for a little bit. So the first thing we're gonna do is very similar to what we already did with the vegetables, is we're gonna add a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, just like that. Some more of our épices will go in there. is once this has a chance to heat up a little bit, I'm gonna let that oil get nice and hot, not too hot, just hot enough. And the rest of our tomato paste that we haven't just used yet, we're going to use that in the seafood. That's also going to give you a nice punch of flavor. So just add in a little bit more of a piece. And the shrimp, as you know, doesn't take long to cook. That cooks in no time. I'm going to add in some more of our tomato paste, just like this. Perfect. I'm going to stir this around a little bit here. Just give it a little bit of time to break down, melt together. Love the red and the green in here. It's so nice. And that punchiness of the tomato paste just wakes up the seafood. So here is our shrimp. I'm gonna add that in right here. Straight in. If you have large shrimp, you can add less. I had some smaller shrimp and I'm also adding some crab meat into here. We're just gonna add it literally all in. Claws and all, right? Gonna let it cook in here, steam cook a little bit. It doesn't take long at all to cook. And then this literally will go to the side. Look how beautiful that looks. You can add hot sauce to this if you chose to. I'm gonna turn my heat up just a little bit. I'm gonna get this to move around slightly. I'm gonna switch this up and use a pair of tongs just to make sure that we are cooking the shrimp down a little bit. So turn it up a little bit. So while this is beginning to sort of come together, you can see that the shrimp is turning color. That white color means that it's getting cooked. And we're not gonna let this cook for too long. Just sort of pre-cook it, right? We can steam cook it for just a little bit, because remember, we're gonna add this right back in to the beautiful vegetable stew. But you know, notice already it's changing color. Already, it's almost there. So I'm gonna flip some of my shrimp around to make sure they all have some of that épice and tomato paste love. That is not just going to one group, they're all getting it. And there we go. Making sure that all of my shrimp here, that I see them, see that? They're cooking very quickly. So this doesn't take very long at all. The longest part of this dish will be the veggie stew that's cooking down. And that takes some time to break down. So let me take this, it's almost ready. I have just a few more of them to flip over, right? We don't want the shrimp to overcook. We just want it to kind of get a little bit of heat, start to change a little bit of color here, just like that. All right, we can cover this for a second. And as we cover it, it's going to sort of steam cook and the crab claws are going to cook. I'm gonna lower my heat just all the way down here. I have a delicious drink that we can make. It is a beautiful Jacmel mocktail, right? It's like the Haitian version of a rum punch, right? You can do this with any different juices that you have available, but the key to making sure that you don't have too much sugar in your body is the size of your glass. So I'm using a smaller glass size right here. I've put some little pineapple wedges as my decor. I put a slice of mango at the very bottom, and this is so easy to make. You don't need any special shakers. You can make it straight right into this glass right here. So the first thing I'm gonna do is, I have a little pineapple mango juice mix. Put it together, it might come together. If you have leftover pineapple or leftover mango, you can juice it, strain it, keep the juice in the fridge, right? That's what we're gonna add first, just right here to the bottom of our glass, just enough. We're gonna put in a little splash of lime or lemon juice. In this case, I have a little bit of lime juice right here, just to give it a little extra punch. We're going to add our ice in here before I add any more of the mango pineapple juice. Just a little bit of ice to the very bottom. You could use crushed ice like I'm using right here. The more ice, the better. It dilutes the sweetness of the juice and it's very refreshing. So I'm gonna fill that up all the way here. You're gonna give it a little bit of a stir, and that's it, everybody. No rum needed. You won't miss the rum. And if you'd like to, you can add a little bit of zest to the top of this. Hey, welcome back, everybody. Well, look at our veggie stew here. The legume stew is has cooked down nicely. Look at that. The vegetables are nice and soft. I've already added in my greens. You could use watercress, you could use spinach, you could use literally any greens that you have available. Remember, we already cooked our shrimp and our crab. What I'm going to do is take a masher, or you could use the back of a big spoon, and then just sort of, you know, soften those vegetables, mash it up a little bit. You want the consistency of this to be, you know, sort of mushy a little bit, like a real veggie stew, right? See, the vegetables have softened down nicely. The base of this is going to keep it together, like the glue that keeps it together is the eggplant, right? And look at that. This is such a healthy dish. You can adjust it, taste it at this point. Make sure it has enough salt and pepper. I have added a little bit of my Trinidad hot sauce. Hey, can't help myself. Need a little extra spice in my life all the time, right? So actually, I have a favorite hot sauce from Haiti, and that is a green hot sauce that has all the right ingredients in there. Oh my goodness. These ladies do an amazing job. I actually was at the Haitian Heritage Month Festival, and they had a setup, and my goodness, I now buy it online. And it's a big part of all of my dishes as well. Or I just use it as a little side condiment on anything I'm eating. No matter what country that dish is from, I have to add a little hot sauce, right? All right, so you see all of our cloves except for one escaped into the pot. That's okay. You get a clove in there, a little extra punch of flavor, no big deal. So let this mash down. You see the consistency? That is perfect. It's basically, I like it to have a little bit more texture to it, have a little bit more of the veggies and less of the mush. And so it depends on what you'd like. You could use a masher, like I said, or you could use the back of a spoon. Why don't we try both? Right, I have this right here. Just take it up against the side of your pan, just like that. And then just sort of mash those vegetables down. I've turned my heat down a little bit because now we're gonna add our protein right back in. But before I do that, you see the onion that's there, that was holding on to the cloves? I'm just gonna take that out. You don't need it anymore. It didn't really do its job of holding on to the cloves as well as it should have, but it did add some nice flavors. So look at that. Now, this is ready for our protein. And we're gonna, remember, we did not cook our shrimp and our crab all the way down because we wanted it to finish its cooking process in this pot. And that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna add the crab legs in first. Always have some water nearby if you need to add any extra liquid. Just add that in, and then just pour our shrimp in there. Just like that. All those flavors are gonna come together. The shrimp and the crab. Ah, look at that. I'm gonna get all the goodness from this pot right here. So I love to use that silicone pair of tongs to just push all of my seasonings in. And mix it together. Give it a nice toss around. We're gonna let this finish for about a minute or so. You can cover the pot if you want to, or you could leave it open, but you'll notice that the shrimp are gonna finish cooking in here now. What I like to do, you can pair this, I know traditionally it's paired with white rice, but what I've done is I've taken my white rice, but cooked it in turmeric, right? So I have a beautiful yellow rice as the mix. And remember we talked about the Haitian pickles? I've already made that ahead of time, and I made mine with red cabbage. Look at that. So the peppers that are in here, the onions that are in here, all of the ingredients that are in the pickles that has been in the fridge. Look at all the colors came together, this beautiful fuchsia color. And we're gonna actually top our rice with that. Look at that interplay of colors. And it adds that deliciousness, again, that acidity that you need for this rich dish. Just on the top. And we are ready now. Our seafood stew here, our Haitian legume, is all ready for plating. So first thing I'm gonna do is take some of the crab legs and place them sort of around the plate, just like this. Place them sort of around to kind of create like a border for your stew. Here's a nice crab claw over here. Who's the lucky one to get the crab claw? You can always have more crab claws, okay? And then let's just plate some of this delicious stew. It's right around the edge. Crab meat, you see the shrimp on there. Look how delicious this is. Oh, talk about making your guests feel excited about a meal at your house, then this is literally the picture of health. So much fiber in here, great protein, so amazing for your body. Your body will thank you after this dish, believe me. We're gonna put some nice shrimp just around, make sure we get enough of the vegetables around the side there. And that's it, guys. I'm gonna turn down this heat a little bit. And that is it. This dish is done. And again, this is the dish that keeps on giving. You can have this in your fridge. And look at that, a beautiful Haitian seafood legume. And we paired it with a Haitian Jack Mill mocktail, everybody. We did it! Here is to good health and long life. Join me again soon. Dietary fiber, found mainly in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and legumes, is probably best known for its ability to prevent or relieve constipation. But foods containing fiber can provide other health benefits as well, such as helping you to maintain a healthy weight by keeping you full longer. High fiber also lowers your risk of diabetes, heart disease, and some types of cancer. Enjoy a healthy intake of vegetables, leafy greens, beans, peas, nuts, and seeds for a longer, healthier life. Increase that fiber in your diet gradually over a couple of weeks. This will allow natural bacteria in your digestive system to adjust to the change. Also, drink plenty of water. Fiber works best when it absorbs water.